Welcome to NEXTGames video on how to solo the October 2019 Intense Ambuscade on Easy. This month's Intense Ambuscade can be kind of annoying, so some may choose to skip it. However, if you need those points this month, this is the method I recommend you use if you're going to choose to melee during the fight. This fight is all about timing and positioning for both you and your trust. Let's go over the large amount of things that will be going on during this fight, and then we'll see an example of how the fight goes. This fight is against a Bozzetto Voyager Moogle and a number of Bozzetto Stewards. When you first start the fight, you will see one large Bozzetto Voyager Moogle in the middle and two Stewards on the side. It is important that you do not kill the two Bozzetto Stewards that start the fight on the left and right of the large Voyager Moogle. Start by grabbing the Bozzetto Voyager Moogle and bringing him to the Steward that is on the right. You want to make sure that you position both yourself and your trust so that they are within 5 to 7 feet of the Voyager Moogle. This may be difficult with trusts that choose to spread out, such as your mages. However, do what you can to get them as close as possible, because this will become important later on in the fight. Once everyone is close to the Voyager Moogle, start doing as much damage to him as quickly as you can. Make sure you put urine on the Voyager Moogle, as you will want him doing as few TP moves as possible. Speaking of TP moves, this is what you will see him using. First off, he's going to be casting Cure 5 on himself, Silenska on your group, Elemental 5 spells, which will just bounce off your shadows, and then he'll also use Elemental Ja spells quite frequently, which usually won't damage you for that much, but can hit your trust for upwards of 1,000 damage. The TP moves we'll see him using are Washtub, which is an AoE damage and stun ability, Mogsplosion, which is an AoE damage and knockback move, Somnic Shell, which is an AoE sleep. Crystalline Flare is an AoE light-based damage with both flash and stun as effects that will hit you. Atra Librations is a Conal Gaze Terror move that you actually won't see that often, but he does use it. He will also use Contaminated Concoction, which inflicts disease. Now the most dangerous TP move you'll see him use is called Invite Over. When he uses this, you'll see a 2-hour animation on him, so you don't have to watch for it in the log too carefully. If he uses this, a new Bozzetto Steward will appear right next to you. If you don't move immediately, you will start to receive 500 hit points per tick Dia and Elemental DOTs. This will quickly take down you and all of your trust within about 3 to 5 seconds. So once this move is used, you want to immediately run your group of trust all the way over to the other Bozzetto Steward that was present when the fight started. So you first went to the one on the right, now you'll be running over to that one on the left. Reposition your trust so that they are as close to that left steward as possible, and then go back to damaging the Voyager Moogle. If the Voyager Moogle happens to use this Invite Over move again, he's going to summon another Bozzetto Steward. So you'll once again need to now run back over to the other one that's on the right and stay there. Please note, the Bozzetto Stewards that get summoned as a result of Invite Over only stay alive for about 60 seconds. So usually by the time you get back over to the one that you were previously at, the Bozzetto Steward that was there has died. If for whatever reason he hasn't, make sure you stay away from the previous one that you are at until he dies, and then go ahead and regroup around the Bozzetto Steward that was originally on the left or the right. Now we're going to talk about the most dangerous part of this fight, and that is the SP abilities that you will see the Voyager Moogle use. On this difficulty, you'll only see him use 3 of these SP abilities during the fight, and on the normal difficulty, you'll see him use 4 of these. The SP abilities he has access to are Chain Spell, Perfect Dodge, Mighty Strikes, Benediction, and Mana Front. If he uses any of these moves, he will immediately gain an aura while the SP is active that will give you also a potent DOT aura and all of your trust for 500 hit points a tick. Once again, this will take you out in about 3 to 5 seconds. This move is why we have our trust positioned next to that original left or right Bozzetto Steward. When he uses it, disengage so that all of your trust group around you on that steward. The steward itself that starts the fight will combat the DOT aura from the SP ability, and you and your trust won't lose any of your hit points. So if the Voyager Moogle has used Perfect Dodge, Mighty Strikes, or Benediction, you can just stand there disengaged next to that Bozzetto Steward Moogle until the SP ability is over. Once it's over, you'll see amnesia leave you, and then you can re-engage in the fight. However, if Chain Spell or Mana Front is used, you will need to continually disengage and re-engage while this SP is up, because your Trust will need to keep curing you and themselves, because more than likely you're going to keep getting hit with a few Jaw spells. I know this probably sounds pretty complicated, but I show examples of all this in my video, and after you see it, I'm sure it'll probably make sense. I also tried using some Mage Trust that stayed closer to the group, but that usually made them get killed by the Voyager Moogle during all of his uses of the Jha spells. So I ended up switching back to my Trust that ended up staying a bit further out, and then I just ended up using this technique where I disengage and re-engage during the SP move, and it's ended up working out a lot better for me. I'll also say that you can use this exact same technique on the normal difficulty, and I have had some success there beating that one, but it definitely is hit and miss, because he will use 4 SP abilities. If those 4 abilities aren't Chain Spell, then you stand a good chance of winning, and especially if they aren't Chain Spell or Mana Front. Chain Spell is so dangerous because he normally will spam a lot of either Jha spells, or he'll spam Cure 5, which will cure him for as much as 50% hit points. If this is done in the same fight that he'll use a Benediction, for instance, then there's just not enough time for you to take down all the hit points that he has cured for before the 30 minutes are up. So that's why I've chosen this month to just go ahead and spam the easy mode, because normal mode, although it is possible, is definitely hit and miss. For Trust, I went ahead and used my usual set of Trust with one exception. I'm using Seth to continually restore HP, MP, and TP to the party. He's also one of the best people to immediately cure everyone as soon as I'm re-engaging after the use of one of the SP moves. Koru for haste, Olmia for march, Yoran to keep me alive, and since it's definitely possible that we will lose some Trust during this fight, I've also added Jakuki just in case some of my mages die as some extra healing to get me through this fight. Let's go ahead and see how one of these goes. And there we go. That's going to be it for this month. As you see, it's difficult to explain, but pretty easy to accomplish. It just can be kind of an annoying fight, especially if he uses things like Benediction or Chain Spell Cure 5. Hope everyone has a good month. I'll see you next month.